What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here today with the review for Black Ink Crew Season 4, Episode 11, and this episode was titled Last Supper. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so this episode, it started up where it was left off last week, and that was with Junior flipping out on fucking security. And he's still sitting there fighting that security guard, Paul, and I'm like, Junior, first of all, you drunk as fuck, and second of all, this nigga is a security guard. Like, he can body rock your ass. So what the fuck are you doing? So, like I said, he's still sitting there fighting with security. And you know, I'm with Four. Four is blaming Lily and Junior both for this whole shit that's going on, because it is both of their fault. You know, Junior was wrong for getting pissy fucking drunk, and Lily was wrong for coming up, throwing her drink, and trying to fight Junior and his girl. So I agree with Four on that. It's both Lily and Junior's fault. I'm glad Four is not just saying it's it's Junior's fault, or it's Lily's fault. It's both of their faults collectively. And he also says that he did not see Junior hit Reese, which nobody really saw Junior hit Reese, but I did see Junior when he pulled Reese's hair. That was the only thing I saw from Junior last week, was he did pull Reese's hair, but I never saw him hit Reese per se. So Adriana, she in there asleep, and security goes in there, wakes Adriana up, and telling her that she and Junior, they going to a hotel, they got to get out of there. And also backtrack, when Junior was fighting security, he was trying to punch that dude Paul. He hit Ryan instead, and Ryan's mouth got swollen. I'm like, God damn! I'm like, how hard did Junior hit his ass? So, like I said, security woke Adriana up and told them they got to go. Now, they did show us that, due to security and production thinking that Junior was a threat and a liability, they just ended up sending Junior back to the States. So, like I said, Ryan's mouth is swollen. He's in there with an ice pack on his face. And then Bella's old drunk ass coming there asking, what's going on? Where is everybody? And, they were like, you don't know what's going on? And she's like, no. They're like, it was a fight. She's like, when did we leave the house? I'm like, girl, you were that fucking drunk that you didn't know that y'all left the house? Like, you are that's really sad that you were that fucking drunk. So basically, Ryan is just telling her, the fight at the club. And then, when they got back, the fight with Junior, and the reason why his mouth is swollen is because Junior, in fact, hit him. So that's why he looks the way he looks. And then over at the Loyal Ink house, now I did notice with the Loyal Ink crew, you got Lily over there, not Lily, but Reese with an ice pack on her eye. I'm like, but again, like I said, I never really saw Junior hit Reese, so I was confused as to why that ice pack was on her eye. And even last week, before she even put this ice on her face, I never saw any bruises on her face. Like I said, I did see where Junior grabbed her hair, but I never saw Junior physically put his hands on Reese. But Reese says Junior hit her. If she believes Junior hit her, Junior hit her in her mind. We can't change that. I really believe it was Adriana that hit Reese and not Junior. But again, like I said, if Reese feels that way, Reese feels that way. And Reese is also talking about, I didn't come to Jamaica to get hit by a man. Again, Reese, I don't really believe he got hit by a man. I think he got hit by a woman, but that ain't my business. But I think he got hit by his girl. But he did pull your hair, but I think his girl knocked you out. Just saying. And, Lily is over there talking about she feels bad and all that kind of stuff because she believes that the hit was that Reese took was for her. You goddamn right it was for you. Adriana wanted to get you your ass because Lily, you sat there and started that shit. Like, I get that you saying that they were taunting you. Junior's over there talking about, this is Loyal Ink and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But at a certain point, you got to grow up and be like, you know what? He drunk as fuck. I'm not going to pay him no attention. Like, fuck him. I don't give a fuck what he's saying. I'm going to stay over here and mind my business. But no, Lily, your firecracker pit bull ass decides you want to go over there and fight with them. That's what caused this whole situation to start. You and your hot-tempered ass. All right, so the day of Four's performance and show, he's in the studio with London on the track, and basically, he is in the studio basically trying to get his mind off of everything that happened the night before. And you know how he's saying that you know, once everything is done in Jamaica, he's not going back to Chicago. He's actually going back to LA to work on his music, because that's what matters the most to him right now is his music. And I'm like, as it should. You know, don't get yourself involved in the beef between Loyal Inc. and 9 Mag. Like, work on you. Like, I feel bad for Ford because he is in the middle, because he is cool with Ryan and he is cool, you know, he is cool with the Loyal Inc. crew. And I feel like it is going to be best for Ford just to take his ass back to LA, work with London on the track, put out his music, and you know, do what makes him happy, and not try to appease Loyal Inc. or 9 Mag, and just focus on what Ford wants to do for Ford. So I'm all in agreement with Ford going back to LA and not to Chicago. Okay, so we got the night of Ford's show. So you got the Loyal Inc. crew and you got 9 Mag. They are all together to support Ford. You know, Ben is over there saying how this is awkward, which I can imagine that it would be awkward, because y'all literally just had a fight with each other the night before, and now y'all got to come together and support Ford. Like, that would be awkward as shit. So, you know, Ford is over the bullshit between both 9 Mag and Loyal Inc. And, you know, he's over there talking to Ashley and Don. And, you know, he's telling Don that, you know, he just broke down seeing his brother them fighting in the street and all that kind of stuff. And I absolutely get where he's coming from. Like, that shit was chaotic as fuck. Just to sit there and see them in the streets fighting with each other, like, it's crazy as shit. Like, you know, and then Don is just trying to explain his case to him. Like, you know, he's telling him, you know, how he felt. And, you know, it everything basically popped off before Don could even have a conversation with his bro and, you know, try to, you know, come to some kind of resolution, try to figure something out. And I was actually, you know, Don this episode didn't get on my nerves, and he was actually making sense and being a voice of reason, which was really fucking shocking as shit to me. So while Don and Ashley and Ford are talking, London on the track comes down, and basically he pulls you know, Ford to the side, and he's letting Ford know that, you know, the people, the promoters that were hosting that that party, that outdoor party that they went to, are the same promoters who's hosting this showcase that they're having. And basically, because of all the shit that happened the night before at that street party, they don't want Ford to perform. And I'm like, man, that's really fucked up. And I felt bad for Ford. Like, I felt bad for Ford, and Ford had every right and every reason to go off the way that he did, because that shit was fucked up. And you got Lily, you know, when Ford basically tells them all, like, y'all the reason I came out here to perform, and then because of y'all's bullshit, I can't even perform. These people don't even want me to perform because of the shit that y'all did. And like I said, I agree with Ford 100%. And then you got Lily over here talking about, you know, it wasn't her, it was all on Junior. And I'm like, no, Lily, you cannot sit here and place all this blame solely on Junior. Like, you had a fault in this too. You did not have to go up to Junior them and try to fight them. You could have easily minded your business and said, you know what, Junior over there acting a fucking fool. Let that nigga act a fool. We gonna stay over here and have fun. You know, fuck 9 Mag, fuck Junior, fuck his girl. But instead, you decide, I'm gonna go up to them and fuck them up. Like, that's, so you can't sit here and just place the blame squarely on Junior, Lily. You got fault in it too. So I don't get how Lily don't even see that she has some fault in it. Like, what the fuck, Lily? You were wrong as fuck in the situation too. Yes, Junior was wrong, but so are you. Like I said, I agree with Ford. I mean, yeah, I agree with Ford. Ford had every right to go off the way he did on them, like he did. Like, y'all fucked up his showcase. Like, he came out there to perform. Y'all supposedly came out there to support him, but y'all get together and y'all fight, and then this happens. And I also forgot to mention that Don goes up to Ryan, and Don has a civil conversation with Ryan after, you know, Ford leaves and all that kind of stuff. Basically, Don wants to sit down with Ryan and have a dinner, you know, have dinner with all of them together, just so that they can squash the beef and be adults finally after 11 fucking episodes. All right, so the next day after, you know, Ford went off on all the asses, you got the Loyal Inc. crew. Side note, they played Nicki Minaj's Chung Lee I was like, God damn, especially after all the shit that just happened yesterday with Nicki Minaj and everybody, pretty much from the Love and Hip Hop, where she told them, DJ Self, to worry about them crummy ass VH1 checks. Well, sis, you just got a VH1 check tonight because they played your song and they gonna pay you for that song. So you just got a crummy VH1 check too. But I'm gonna shut up on that one. But like I said, over at Loyal Link House after everything is done the night before, Don is saying how he's talked before and he's cool and he's cool. Well, everything is cool right now. He's just still in his feelings, which he should be. And you got Danielle talking, and I'm not gonna go in on Danielle because I actually understood where Danielle was coming from. Danielle was kind of feeling the type of way, the fact that Four is blaming them for everything, and I don't, I agree with Dan. Like I said, I'm not gonna go in on Danielle. I actually agree with Danielle. It wasn't all of them, but just because you guys were all there together, you are guilty by association because it literally was between Lily and Junior. But again, you guys are guilty by association. So it is what it is with that one. And yeah, guilty by association because Lily Jr. and what's his girl name, Adriana, y'all all acted a fool in public. So again, like I said, guilty by association. So they get in the pool, they having a good fucking time, and then a van pulls up. Out walks Nikki. I'm like, oh my God, here's Nikki. And Nikki is letting us know that the reason why she is in Jamaica is thanks to her girl Jen. I'm like, Jen, you told this girl where they are. I'm like, okay, like this is gonna be some shit. So like I said, they in the pool having a good time. Lily is out there on Lily and Reese are out there topless and all that kind of stuff, having a good time. So Reese is actually sitting on Van's shoulders, and when she sees Nikki come out, she hops back in the pool, and when Nikki walks out, all of them just get the fuck out the pool, and Nikki hops her ass in the pool with her fucking clothes on, and Van, he get his ass out the pool and start running, and Nikki chases him behind him. So they go inside and they sit down. And am I calling Nikki Jen and Jen Nikki? If I am, forgive me. But Nikki and I think I was saying it right though. Nikki and Van sit down, and Nikki is just like, she apologizes to Van because she didn't ever want it to get to a place where somebody could see her in public and go back and tell Van something that may or may not have been true. So she basically apologized to Van, and she wants to know if they can move forward from there. And Van says, yeah, we can move forward. He and Nikki have history, so he's not just gonna throw it away. And that was actually big. I was surprised that Van actually said he was gonna forgive Nikki. I'm like, oh, okay. Surprisingly. Wait, I keep saying Nikki. Wait, am I? Jen. I think I keep saying Nikki, but Jen, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. He forgives. Jen apologizes to Van. He and Jen are gonna work things out. There we go, got it out there. Okay, so the girls, Charmaine, Jen, Lily, Reese, and Cobra, and Danielle, they were all going out to they were going out for the day. Can't remember where they said they were going. And out of nowhere, Danielle starts hyperventilating, and they have to basically rush Danielle to the hospital and all that kind of stuff. And then, once they get to the hospital won't actually allow the cameras to come in there. So they go outside, and then, an hour later, Charmaine comes out, and she tells them what's going on with Danielle, and basically how Danielle just really wants to go home. And then, another 2 hours pass, and Danielle finally comes out, and basically Danielle just had a panic attack. And the reason why Danielle had a panic attack is because of all the stuff that's happened, the street fight, and then Ford getting mad at them and blaming them for everything. Now I get where Danielle's coming from, because Danielle had nothing to do with that, because Danielle actually went up to Junior and Ryan and spoke to them. So I definitely get where Danielle is coming from in that situation. She just feels, I guess she feels bad about everything that's happened. So I definitely get where Danielle's coming from with that one. And like I said, she comes out, she's breathing in the bag. And, Charmaine is telling her, I know it's hard, but you guys continue to breathe in that bag because, again, she had a panic attack. And I get why she had one. All right, so we got this scene where Don and Ashley, they are going out for the day as well. And, they get into the van and Don has some flowers for Ashley. So they get to the beach and, they get in the water and there's a swing on a tree in the water. And, Don puts Ashley on the swing and he just starts swinging her. And it looked very romantic, but you still can't forget the shit that Don has done to Ashley. So, A for effort, but it's still a ant for me. And, they get out the water and, they start talking. And Ashley thanks Don for getting her away from the 9mag and Loyal Ink drama. But she says, we still can't forget our issues. You had a video on Snapchat of a girl giving you head. And, this girl's talking about she's pregnant by you. And Donna's like, well, she's not pregnant. And I'm like, how is she not pregnant? Because we clearly saw her when Ashley saw her at the event that they had. And homegirl's stomach was sticking out with her belly button poked out. I don't really think you can fake that unless you get a prosthetic stomach. But I don't think that girl got that much money to go get a prosthetic stomach. But, like I said, Don is talking about how she's not pregnant. Whatever, and he's talking about if she is or was pregnant, it wasn't his. I'm like, okay, Don, if you say so, we're gonna move on from that. All right, and then the final night is the group dinner. So everybody's there, and Don just basically wants to fix everything and get the beefs and move on with everything. So Ryan shows up. Ryan is by himself because Junior's gone, and Rachel had to go back home to take care of the kids. So Don just wants them to finally talk about everything and be adults. And I'm like, damn, it takes Don of all people for y'all to sit down and try to have a sober conversation with each other. So, Charmaine asked Ryan, what's his issue with her? Was it the cat situation and all that kind of stuff? And Ryan's like, no, it really wasn't the cat situation. He says it's the fact that he and Charmaine were friends with each other. And the fact that Charmaine was doing doing the interviews with the press and everything that was going on between he and Charmaine, he said he just lost his friend. And Charmaine says the same thing, that, she was hurt that she lost her friendship with Ryan. And I'm like, if y'all both saying the same thing, that y'all are hurt because y'all lost y'all friendship, why don't y'all just sit here and be like, you know what, man, I was hurt that you did this and I was hurt that you did that. And, Charmaine can be like, you know what, Ryan, I get where you're coming from and I apologize for that. And then Ryan can be like, you know what, Charmaine, I get what you're saying, and I apologize, and we can move on from that. But Ryan is too much of a bitch to do that, unfortunately. And, he's saying that he and Charmaine can't be friends again because she crossed the line. And I'm like, Ryan, can't you just sit here and be like, Charmaine, you hurt me when you did that interview with the press because you was kind of hurting my name and all that kind of stuff by putting that kind of shit out there. Or you could have even said to Charmaine, like, Charmaine, bro, why you do that interview with the press? And she could have been like, you know what, Ryan, I wasn't trying to do an interview with the press about you. I was trying to tell them about the shop or XYZ, and y'all could have moved on from that. But again, Ryan is too much in his feelings to even try to go there with her. And, Charmaine also mentions to him how, how with the shit he did to the shop, they also have to forgive him. And then Charmaine asks For, how do you feel about it? And For is like, basically, again, For is caught in the middle because he does not have an issue with Ryan and he don't have an issue with the Loyal Ink crew. So basically, For just kind of want to be out of it and not have anything to do with it because, again, like I said, For is in the middle of this whole situation because he was telling Ryan how when he had his birthday party, he wanted Ryan there at his party, but he couldn't invite Ryan because of the beef between Ryan and the Loyal Ink crew. And I get that. Like, For just really just want y'all to put y'all shit behind y'all and move the fuck on. And then, Don gets all upset and he starts screaming and he said how he over the goofy shit. And I actually agree with Don. Like, that shit is is so goofy and stupid. Like, y'all can move on from that. But Ryan is too stubborn to be like, you know what? I'm sorry for what I did to you guys. And I hope that you guys can at least apologize to me for what you guys did, you know, in return. Like I said, Ryan is too fucking stubborn and acting like a little bitch to do that shit. And, you know, Ryan talking about how he feels like they owe him so much stuff and they owe him this and this and that. And I'm like, Ryan, if you feel like they owe you that, why don't you see where they're coming from and be like, you know what, I get what y'all saying. And, you know, even if you don't feel like you're wrong, you know, acknowledge that they are hurt or whatever and try to move on from it. But again, Ryan has been stubborn and being a little punk bitch to do that. And, you know, Charmaine feels like an apology from, you know, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna move on from what I was trying to say. You know, Van is like, he wants him to, you know, just shut up and, you know, shut up with the arguing and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, to hear them out and all that kind of stuff. And I think they all essentially just want an apology from one another, but it's more so because Ryan is too fucking stubborn. And, you know, he says, fuck y'all. And I'm like, whoa, where'd that come from? And, you know, they all just get up and leave at that point. And at that point, I did not blame them for getting up and leaving that situation. When Ryan said, fuck y'all, like, what? How you gonna sit there and say, fuck y'all? And then, you know, when they leaving, Ryan talking about, he's talking about how they weren't trying to listen to him. Like, I think they were trying to listen to you, bro, but you just sitting here in your feelings and all that kind of shit. You're not listening to them. That's what the issue was. So that was Black Ink Crew. If I missed anything, leave it in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and again, leave your comments. And I will see you guys later for Real Housewives of Dallas.